Hey friends, I'm April Fox and this is Deep Dark Yoga. We're gonna play some doom metal, some like slow, sludgy, heavy tunes and do some gentle stuff. Today, hamstring stretching is in my plans, so we're gonna open the backs of the legs, grab a strap. I don't have one. I have one. Oh. If you don't have a yoga strap, then grab something you could use like this. Like, I've used an extra pair of leggings, like a long sleeve shirt is good, a scarf, about whatever, who fucking cares, it's yoga, just do whatever makes sense to you. That'll feel pretty good. If you got yoga blocks, that's great. If you don't, whatever, grab something, maybe like a stack of Tolkien novels or something. That's my usual suggestion. Make sure you check the description up below because I got a Patreon and I do more really cool stuff there. I'm exhausted. But we're gonna do some yoga, it's gonna be great. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can get more of these videos. I went to the library today and I got a new book. There is this author who wrote this book like 25 years ago, and it's like apparently this big seller, and then she hasn't written anything since, and all of a sudden she's like calling her agents to write a book again. And she's got this little boy, and the little boy is like 10, and this is present day, and he dresses like he's from the 1930s with like spats on his shoes and a top hat. And you know, I'm thinking like, that's really cool, right? This little boy in 2024 who's dressing like he's from the 1930s and being very like debonair and neat and fancy. That's really cool. That's really interesting. Like, we think like, oh, that's cool, that's neat. And if this author had written a book and then reliably turned out another book every couple of years and never like did anything differently, then the fact that she wants to write again would not be a particularly interesting story. It's these things that jump outside of what we expect things to be, that catch our interest, that catch our attention, that make life interesting and dynamic. And if everything just fell into every moment of these preconceived notions we have about how things should be, if everything just happened like that, we'd be so bored. We'd be so bored, we'd be completely unstimulated, that we would lack so much depth. And so when things come up that are not what we would have expected, or maybe not what we would have scripted to be our path. Hi Rachel, welcome in. Grab a strap if you have anything around that you would use like a strap.
I do, thanks.
Okay,
I do, thanks.
Thanks. But if they didn't, right? Like if things didn't go off script, if things didn't go outside of our plans, we would be bored. If you just thought to yourself, I'm going to have like perfectly open hamstrings today, and then you didn't have to do anything else and they were open, like that's great. It would also not be particularly stimulating. So the opportunity to work with circumstances that we may not have originally chosen for ourselves is truly an opportunity. It is a gift. It makes the story more interesting. So let's see just how interesting this story gets for ourselves in our practice today. Take your index finger and your thumb together. We'll do some face brushing. Take the squishy spot at the bottom of your thumb to the center of your forehead. Brush outwards towards your temples. And then from the sides of your nose out to your temples, along your cheekbones. Your temples down to your chin. And from the sides of your nose out to your chin, or down to your chin. Then from the sides of your mouth out to your ears. That's what I was going for. After that, take your fingertips just behind your ears. Give yourself a massage. Feel the back of your neck lifting longer. And rest your hands down where it's comfortable to you as you take some deep breaths. As you observe the state that your body and your headspace are in today. As you allow yourself to be open to whatever it is that comes up, whether or not it's what you anticipated, expected, or preferred. If nothing else, for the sake of letting this practice be interesting. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, like that. For 3 ohms. As you're ready, start to come down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Make sure you have your strap handy. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, mine walked away, but I got it now. So your thing that's like a strap, grab that, knees and chest, lay yourself down. Hi, Kate, welcome. Grab a strap if you don't got one. Meet us down here. Feeling your hips soften into the floor. And let the left foot go down to the floor, knee bent. Take the right leg up in the air and move your toes around in circles. Circle your ankles. Get some good snap, crackle, and pop in around the feet. Take the strap and loop it around the heel of your foot, so down towards the bottom of the arch. I like to wrap the strap around my knuckles. It's a little easier to hold on to. And I'm going to work on a straight leg. So rather than trying to pull the leg into my body, I'm going to try to unhinge the knee as much as possible and push the heel of my foot away. And if you don't do this often, like, it could get really hard and your breath gets kind of creepy. So if you need to take a little break, take a break, and then go back to that really straight leg. The muscle on the top of your thigh should feel pretty fiery. Think of the foot pushing out and away from you, and take 3 more breaths. At the end of that next exhale, Bend your knee quite a lot. Bring it out towards your right shoulder. And pulling the leg down a little bit wide. Let out another exhale. And then extend the leg out again. And this time, if you want to make it straight, you can, but maybe you just relax it and let it be a little bit bent like that. And then start to extend the left leg out on the floor. And then depending on how much space is available in your right hamstring, you can gently pull the right leg towards you. Like before, I was pushing the foot away. Now I'm relaxing the leg into me. One more breath out. Then put both ends of the strap in your left hand. Put your right hand at your right hip so it stays down. And then move the leg across the body, maybe a foot. It didn't go far. It's not going down to the ground. Sometimes if I put the foot a little further away from my face, I feel more sensation on the outside of the hip. Stay there for another exhale. Relax the leg, take the strap off of your foot, set the right foot down, put the left foot in the air, and make some circles around with your toes and your ankles, moving in both directions, working out those foot bones. And then take your strap and put it around more of the heel of your foot, so not quite up by the toes, kind of towards the bottom. You can wrap the ends of the strap around if you like. We're going to push the left foot out and away. You feel those thigh muscles firing up, like even like the difference between that and that is kind of big, and what it really helps to warm and open in the back of my leg. Getting that hamstring fired up. One more breath. And relax the left knee. Draw that left knee down towards your right shoulder. I'm letting the leg bend. I'm just pulling the knee out a little bit and down towards my chest. Feeling some different hip sensations. One more exhale. I'm going to let the leg extend again, probably not all the way straight, maybe a little bit bent this time, sliding the right leg out long. I'm just taking my time working the left leg a little closer down towards my torso, down towards my face. A little bend in the knee helps to give it some extra space. One more exhale. And take both ends of the strap into your right hand. Probably let the foot go further away from you this time. Left hand to the left hip so it stays down, and we cross the leg over just about a foot, not a lot. Just feeling a release to the outside of the left thigh. One more exhale. And let the strap off of your foot, set it to the side, bring both knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, rock a little bit side to side. And open your knees, roll them over to the right, arms are open, chest opens, belly is soft. One more exhale. And move your knees up and over to the other side, dropping them down. You might have to wiggle the shoulders a little bit to feel more relaxed in that opening. And then heavy legs, soft belly, soft face. Let out, one more exhale. Come back to the middle. Go ahead and roll yourself over onto your belly and come to Sphinx pose where you're stacked up on your elbows. Right underneath the shoulders, little opening of the chest. And slowly move your head from one side to the other. Keeping shoulders expanded, elbows pinned down into the floor. Taking your focus forward again, take a big breath in. And let yourself drop down onto your belly. Let your head rest on your hands. Maybe wiggle the hips side to side a little to loosen up the lower back. We'll take the left arm and extend it out to the left with the palm facing down. Right hand is tucked in by the right shoulder. Look to the right, rest your head, roll the right leg back. And you feel yourself peeling away from the floor with a nice big stretch open to the left side of the chest as you take 2 more full deep breaths. Rolling back to your belly. Switch sides. It's the right arm extending out, the left hand coming in by the shoulder. Look to the left, rest your head as you roll the left leg back and away from the floor. One more exhale. Then back to your belly. Bring both hands in a little bit wider than your shoulders. So not quite that far in, maybe just off of your mat. Coming to fingertips, your wrists up off of the ground. Come up into a cobra pose and let your cobra sway from side to side. Moving the spine, moving the shoulders, moving your focus. Coming back to the center, lifting up, peeling the shoulders back. And then let yourself lower down, hands come in closer, press back, find child's pose. Knees a little bit wider, toes towards each other, arms crawling out and crawling and crawling and crawling, and when they can't crawl anymore, let the palms rest down, let your forehead come down and meet the mat. And as you pull yourself back up to table pose, take the right toes, tuck them underneath on the floor, slide the leg back, and rock forward and back a few times, stretching the foot and the calf muscle. And then lift the right foot up off of the floor. Make sure it's not too high. You shouldn't feel a back bend happening if the leg is too high. Let it be a little bit lower. Push that foot back, 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 back. Maybe you even feel yourself following. And then put the right foot down to the left side so you'll cross it behind you. And with the right hand a little bit further forward, push into that arm. Nice stretch through the right side of the body. One more exhale. And right knee in, right hand in. Tuck the left toes under, slide the leg back and rock back and forth. And then as you lift your left leg up, don't lift it too high. Think instead of reaching the leg back. Feel a little strong in the back of the leg. One more breath in and then cross it over the body. Bring that foot over to the right. The left hand goes more forward. Push into that left hand. Stretch the left side. One more exhale. Pull the left hand in, the left knee in, and take your right foot forward. Make sure that you wiggle that foot forward a little extra so you're not in a very short stance. You're in a nice long stance. Take the arms up. And then cactus the arms, bend the elbows. Feel your chest stretching open. Think of softening around your shoulders, allowing more space to open up in front of the heart. Maybe you can rest the hips just a little further forward. One more exhale. And take your hands down. You might put some blocks underneath your hands. We're going to make the front leg kind of sort of straight. I call it straight-ish. You can even wiggle your foot further forward so you have room for it. Hey, buddy. Can you straighten your leg slightly? Are you doing hammy stretches? No? Is everybody doing a wonderful job? Yes, absolutely. This is the message I've been told to relay to you. Let's see what else you can soften. And think about that again, like if my hamstring was just perfectly open every time I wanted it to be, it would kind of be boring. So at least you've got something interesting to do to try to relax it and open it up. One more exhale. And then you're going to take your hands and you're going to start walking over to the left. Now as I do this, see how my foot's facing back that way? I have to adjust so my foot's behind me now, so it's not going over there. And then I keep walking to the back of the mat and then send the right arm up. And see if you can open your chest. That's the work today in this shape, is to open the chest, to spread the heart open. One more exhale. And then you'll come back to table pose. You can turn like I am towards the back of your mat or move wherever you like. It's all good. Take the left foot forward. Make sure you aren't really short, that you've brought the foot forward quite a bit. We'll take the arms up. Take a nice full breath in when you get there. Bend the elbows as you exhale. Feel that stretch, widening and opening in the front of your chest. One more breath out. And then taking hands down, we're going to straightish the leg. You might scooch the left foot forward a little bit more. It's okay if the leg doesn't get totally straight. We just want to feel some big opening in the hamstring. One more breath out. And then you're going to start walking your hands over to the right. And I can't leave the foot facing that way. I have to turn it behind me. And I keep walking over that way. And then send the left arm up in the air and move your hips up and forward. First order of business is just to stretch the chest wide. As long as that's happening, you're doing exactly the right thing here. As long as you're breathing, you're doing exactly the right thing here. One more exhale. Let both hands come down. Return yourself to that table pose, to your hands and knees. And then slide the hips back, coming into child's pose. Again, see if you can crawl those hands out a little further in front of you. And then when you can't crawl them anymore, rest your head, rest your arms, rest your breath. As you look forward, lift yourself back up. We'll curl the toes under, press back to a downward facing dog. Pedal through the heels a few times. Again, releasing the calves, the backs of the legs, stretching the feet, the ankles. Bringing your feet to your hands, maybe walking your hands back to your feet, finding a fold. You might put your hands on your shins or on blocks instead of trying to reach to the floor. See if you can relax your neck. On your next inhale, stand all the way up, lift your arms, and then let your hands gather together at your heart. Water sip. You are also always welcome. I call it fix your hair and grab water pose. So whenever you need that, that's where you go. It's very muggy here. Very thirsty. Okay. So we're going to take warrior two. So just 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, arms are open, stretched in two directions. And generally speaking, in our warrior two, I want palms to face down. This is important. Make sure your knee doesn't fold in. Push down in that front foot. Instead of having our hands facing down in this one, we're going to turn the palms to face forward. And without moving my hands, I'm going to push as if I've got a wall or like a friend has their hands pushing into me. And do you feel how it's opening these muscles? Woo. Right in front of the chest. One more exhale. Relax the arms. Take them back up. And then let the arms go back as much as you want. And feel there's like some strain in the shoulders here, right? Let the arms come out again. Things are softer around the heart. Relax the arms down. And then just move to the other side. And then bend into this knee. Relax your arms. Bounce them around. We don't have to do all of that. We're going to do all of that, but not as long as we did. So first, this leg is really strong. Feel when you push down into that foot, all the muscles that wrap around your thigh and help so that like that doesn't happen. Right? So we've got that really strong. Take arms out. Turn the palms forward without moving the hands. Push into them. Feel that open space. Big breath in. Relax the arms down. Take the arms up, move them back. And what I also notice, there's tension here, but the top of my shoulder kind of juts forward. So instead of opening my heart by pulling that arm back, I'm kind of closing it off. Right? So let's open it, soften it, arms out, relax them. Turn all 10 toes to face out to the wide side of your mat. Forward fold. Hands can come to shins, blocks, floor, whatever you like. Wiggle out whatever you like. Do what feels good to you. One more exhale. And start to stand yourself up. Bring your feet in underneath you. If you have blocks and you want to use blocks, you can grab blocks. You can also have fingertips on the floor, grab a stack of books, whatever you've got around. You're gonna take right foot forward and step the left foot back real far. If you're here, it's gonna be hard. If it feels hard and you feel very stuck, challenge yourself to move that back leg back a little bit more. Almost stay here in a lunge. Inhale, exhale, make the leg a little straighter. And then inhale, bend the front knee, exhale, a little straighter. Make sure that you're not taking the knee in front of your ankle. So if it's going there, your feet are too close together. Move the back leg back. Exhale, straight leg. Again, inhale, lunge. Exhale, straight. Next time you get to the straight leg, stay there. What can you relax in that straight leg? One more exhale. And then bend into the front leg, step forward, bring the other foot back, nice long lunge. Take some time to wiggle things to the appropriate distance. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, straight-ish the leg. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, long leg. 2 more. Bend the leg again. When you get back to the straight leg, stay there. Drop the belly down towards the thigh. Keep thinking of easing, relaxing the hamstring, drawing a little bit closer. Take 2 more breaths. We'll bend into the front leg, step forward. Go ahead and stand yourself up. And then we're going to go to a high lunge. Again, this time arms reach up. Take 1 foot back, reach the arms up. On your exhale, bend the elbows. Stretch the chest open. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Stretch the chest wide. One more time, bring the arms up. This time, bring your hands back behind your head. Reach the elbows out, turn your gaze up, try to relax your shoulders. 1 more breath out. Then take your hands from behind your head, bring them to the center of your heart, step the back leg forward, take a moment. And then take the other foot, step it back. High lunge, reaching the arms up, strong bend in the front leg. Use that work of pushing the front foot down to the floor. On your exhale, bend the elbows, stretch the heart wide. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, bend. Open the chest. Arms up. This time, hands go together towards the back of the head. Elbows lift and open. If you like, you can bring palms together and thumbs to the back of the head. Woo! And then my balance goes. We're reaching elbows up here, just a little different. 1 more exhale. Hands to the heart, both feet step together. And then we're going to step the legs out super wide. So again, out towards that wide open side of your mat. I'm going to bring my block behind my foot here. I'm going to turn the toes over to this side. The block's just behind my foot. That's where I like it to be for support for a triangle pose. So I've got hands down. Don't open the hips. Relax that top hip forward. And then think of opening the heart here. Reaching up. And then since I've got somewhere good to put my hand, I'm going to try to reach into both of my hands. One more exhale in this triangle. And then go ahead and stand yourself up. You can take the block with you so you can move the feet over to the other side. Make sure to move those back toes in too. I'm gonna set this down. I wanna let the hips roll towards my leg a little more. And then I rotate the heart open. And I'm gonna try to reach into both hands. And if my arm goes back really far, it dips my shoulder forward, which actually closes off my heart. So don't worry about how far back the hand gets. It can be here. And then my heart is really open, like just going wherever the shoulder, wherever the heart will allow me to go. One more exhale. And then stand yourself up. Bring your feet in. We're going to do 2 standing balances today. First is, they're both actually honestly pretty stimulating. First is half moon, and I'm going to use a block. If you don't have a block around, make sure you've got a coffee table around. You're just going to go and put your hand on the coffee table if you want some support. So I'm going to put this down. I've got, my foot is facing out. My standing foot is about a clown shoe away from my block. This tall setting. Bring my weight forward, my leg goes up, my hips are not totally stuck. It's okay for the hip to turn down a little bit. What I want to do is open my heart. Reach into both arms. Don't do a handstand. Don't put the weight all in this arm. You want to stand on your foot. Woo. Stretch it out in all directions. Whew. And let it go. That's really nice, Fiona. It's really steady. And that's the idea too, right? Like I want to stretch out in all directions. Sometimes we're like, I don't know if I want to open my limbs. Don't be that. Be here, right? Open, even if it's in the wrong direction, open the things. So I've got the block there. There's no wrong direction. It's yoga. It's just you exploring the situation. And we work towards things like, oh, I've realized these things help to open my situation more. I'm going to dance across my mat, I guess. I don't know. This used to be my good balancing foot. I don't know where it is now. Okay. Oh, maybe you've got another breath. And then come up when you're ready. Nice. Shake it out. Okay. You're balanced using this. And now on your balance, you might use this. We had it wrapped around the foot before. Sometimes I can do this with my peace fingers around my big toe. Oh, okay, well that will work, but I also know that my hamstrings are feeling tender today, so I'm gonna grab a strap to do this. So you can use peace fingers around your toe and you don't have to get your leg straight, but you could also hold closer than you think you have to your foot, because you can always lengthen the grip. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to hold my foot this way, right? Like my leg's bent, everything's good. And I'm going to try to find vertical. I'm going to use the wall a little bit for some support. Maybe you've got something around too. And I want to move the leg out and forward. And then I want to feel my chest open and lift my leg. Oh, and there I fall. Okay, I'm going to do it facing you again. Same side. You might have to try a couple times too. So I'm going to go up and open. Yeah. Woo! And then after maybe a breath or so, you let that go. Does your leg have to get straight? No. That's not the point. Right, like when we were in half moon where we were open here, I want to try to find that same energy. I want to be open as I lift my leg in front of me. So let's try the other side. And if it happened perfectly every time, I'd get bored. Especially me, I would get bored. So it has to be interesting. Good. Opening, keep lifting. All right, now this leg wants to balance. Move the heart up. Move the foot out. Breathe. Beautiful work. As you're ready, set it down. When we add stuff in, it's like a weird contraption to get into. But it's set. the strap down to your side. We're going to take an old softball guy stretch. So I turn my knees and my toes out. I bring my hands to the inner thighs and I press those thighs open. Letting the hips drop down. One more exhale. And then come out, bring your feet in. Standing up by the front of your mat. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. Bring them behind your head. It can be palms together and thumbs to the back of the head or hands interlaced, elbows wide, like so. You pick. Lift up and out through the elbows. One more exhale. Return your hands to the front of your heart. Inhale, reach the fingers just straight up in the air. Then all the way down to the floor, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Reach down into the arms. Feel the open space in the backs of your legs. One more exhale. Gently lower the knees. Sit back to child's pose. Lift your head, hold opposite elbows, so just like this, that's the distance apart. Put the elbows down on the ground, don't move them any wider than that. You're just going to take your hands and hold hands out in front of you. If you want to check again, elbows touching opposite elbows with your hands, that's as far away as your elbows go. And then hold hands with yourself, relax your head down, curl your toes under, and press the hips up in the air. Often, walking the feet closer will feel better. Reach down into your arms for that stretch, that strength around the shoulders. One more breath in your dolphin. Gently lower your knees, untuck the toes, release your arms, drop the head down to the floor. Lift yourself up, go ahead and take a seat, swing the legs out wide. No, thank you. Take the left arm up and stretch it over towards the right side. Lengthening through the left side of the body, relaxing the left hip down. Take another big breath in and let yourself fold down. I go to the inside of the leg a little, just with a little more space there. One more exhale. And then coming up, we'll go in a side bend to the other side. So stretching up along through the right side. Reaching the right hip down into the floor. Feel it. One more exhale. And then let yourself drop down on the inside of that leg. What you got? What you doing? Go get it. What you getting? He's ready for something. I don't know what it is. Give yourself 2 more breaths. One up, and you're gonna fold the left leg in. Put your left hand down about a foot away from your hip. We're gonna inhale and lift up. Push the hips and the heart up. And then your exhale, put the hips down, stretch over that leg. And again, inhale, lift up. Stargazer. Exhale, side bend over that leg. And once more, inhale up. Exhale, bend over. And then switch sides. Putting the left leg out, right leg in. My hand is about a foot away from my hip. Inhale, press the hips and the heart up. And exhale, side bend over. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come over. One more. Coming up. Legs go out wide again. Hands are back behind me. Rolling the shoulders back, letting the heart lift up and forward. Maybe walking my heart a little further forward. If you would like to stay here, you would like to take forward folds like this forever, where you use your hands behind you to lift your heart up and forward, you can. If your body wants you to crawl out further, sometimes you're like, oh, I want to crawl up further, and then you feel like you end up kind of creeping further back. Try hands behind you, and then you have that extra space to move forward. We'll just be here for 3 more breaths. Let your body soften. Bring the legs in together. Start to come down onto your back. Feet on the floor. Arms stretched back behind you. Let's flex up the leg. Oh, thank you, friends. Interlace the fingers and push the hands back. As you stretch the arms back, you feel your waist lifting and a small arc come through the spine. As the heart lifts up and away from your mat, take another breath in. And then let the arms, the back soften, relaxing to the floor. Those like arms down by the sides of your body. Wiggle your shoulders together underneath your heart. You feel that arc in your back, that lift of the heart away from the floor. We'll push down strong into the feet, lifting the hips up, and then maybe you've got room to wiggle your shoulders under more. Maybe you choose to hold hands underneath your back, pushing into the feet, feeling a continuous lift upwards through the heart. One more breath in. Then relax the shoulders and lower your hips down. Bringing your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Then take your fingers, your peace fingers, and see if you can bring them around your big toes. If your body doesn't love that, then go ahead and hold your shins or hold behind your knees. Pick something that works. Play with what's available to you. We've done a lot of hamstring stretching today, so maybe there's some extra room around that. Got knees out wide, maybe shifting side to side, or choosing to stay more still in your happy baby. And you're going to roll a little bit more over to your right leg and let the left leg move out and away from you. Maybe the leg gets straight, maybe it doesn't. That wasn't the idea. The idea is that the leg opens and moves away from you. It's about that pathway, not the destination. On your exhale, relax the leg, come back to the center. Might have a little bit of a oomph in there. Then you gotta go all the way over to the other side. Let the left leg drop down. Move that right leg out and away from you, and it's an opening and it's an expanding. As you're thinking of that quality, that texture to the movement, what actually happens doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be exactly as you would have hoped or expected it would. Be with what is when it happens. And then back to your center. Go ahead and bend the legs, drop the knees, drop the hips. Let your knees come together. Release the feet. Hug your knees in close. And open the arms. Let your knees roll over to the right. Just drop the legs to the ground. You might need to wiggle the shoulders to find that the heart opens a little more easily after that little wiggle. Allow the body to be heavy. Allow the breath to relax. One more breath out. And bring your knees around to the other side. There might be some extra shoulder wiggling. Taking some small adjustments so that then once you arrive in that place that feels like, oh yeah, definitely, that's the spot. Then you can be there. Then you can settle into that spot. One more breath out. Returning to your back, letting the feet come down, letting your knees drop against you. Taking your hands to your body. Maybe it's belly and heart. Maybe it's something else that seems to call to you. Allowing a moment to check in with how your body's feeling right now, with the sensations that you find yourself in as we wrap up practice. Embracing and welcoming these sensations. Embracing and welcoming the fact that you've got yourself through practice and starting to settle yourself into your Savasana. So you might let yourself rest as you are. You might slide the legs out. You might say, hey, there's this other really comfortable resting position I would like to be in right now. And if that's the case, then you go there. We'll spend just a couple of minutes resting like this before we wrap up practice together. you start to come back to your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes and gently waking yourself back up. And roll to your side and offer a moment of gratitude for being able to join for practice today. And when you're ready, come and find your own comfortable seat. We'll seal practice, releasing one more Om together. Bowing down to honor the love, the light, and the darkness that resides within each of our hearts. Thank you all so much. Poopers.
Thanks, April.
Thanks, Kate.
I love the new hair, by the way.
Thanks.
Looks good.
Thank you.